Today all of Koji's classes were in the morning. On his way to meet Yo for lunch after his final lecture, Koji suddenly gets a call in the middle of the hallway. Without thinking, he reaches to his belt for his new camera phone. Sweet camera phone! Curses when he realizes that the ringtone is coming from the old phone in his bag. He hasn't transferred his contact list yet. Calls still come to his old phone from people who don't know the new number. When he finally fishes the phone out of the bag, the name he sees on display seems to chill up his spine. Fuminori. Why now? What does he want? It's hard to be happy about a call from Fuminori after the incident at the old guy house.
Hi.
Hello? Hey Koji. You're done with class for today, right? Yeah. Of course Fuminori would know that Koji is free on Thursday afternoon. I need to talk to you about something. Can you come to the parking lot? Now? Yeah, I'll be waiting. Fuminori hangs out without another word. What's getting into him? What does he want? Koji wants to stick the phone into his jacket pocket. Sudden change is disturbing after a week of Fuminori avoiding both Koji and Yo. Maybe he's finally ready to talk. In which case Koji should probably consider this a good thing. However, he can't shake the feeling that something is wrong. Did I keep you waiting?
Yeah.
Nah. In the parking lot, Koji finds Fuminori leaning against the fender of Koji's Accord. Last time they met was in the darkness of the abandoned house. This is the first time in over a week that they've spoken face to face in the light. Perhaps this is why Koji senses something strange in Fuminori's expression. He's not sure what exactly, but something has changed. I think I told you before, but I'm looking for information on a man named Ogai. Yeah, I got that. Well, it's starting to get more complicated. Looks like I can't handle it by myself after all. Fuminori seems more relaxed than before. He used to be tense all the time, but now he was terrified. But now his expression is calm. He's even wearing what resembles a sheepish grin. I need your help, Koji. Nevertheless, some instincts tell Koji that Fuminori's changes are not for the better. Why the sudden change of heart? Koji asked, keeping his expression neutral to conceal his suspicion. You're interested, aren't you? Fuminori responds coolly, smile unreadable as ever, offers no glimpse of his true motives. You searched Dr. Ogai's house after me. It's a waste of time for us to look for him separately. We should team up. Why? Why does he sense malice, thick, and vicious? No, it's like viscous. Something like that. Lurking behind Fuminori's smile. Means thick. Anyway, I need your car today. Mind driving? I guess not. Fuminori's car was destroyed in the accident, so Koji isn't surprised that he needs a lift. Koji unlocks his car and gestures for Fuminori to take the passenger seat. He gets behind the wheel and starts the engine. Well, where are we going? North Tochigi, near the Nasu Heights. Koji can't believe his ears. Here's the address, Fuminori says, handing Koji a photo with the address on the back. We need to find this building. He seriously expects to be driven over 100 kilometers and back. Koji doesn't know whether to be angry or impressed. He said now we should get there by evening, right? Yeah, maybe. Koji sighs heavily, tapping the steering wheel as he calms himself down. Now that he's come this far, the only thing he can do is see his friend's craziness through to the end. Is this a vacation home or something? Probably. Dr. Ogai should be there. Koji isn't looking forward to meeting the owner. He's even more uneasy about letting Fuminori go alone. It looks like he's just has to grin and bear it. We might go back until night. Sorry for the trouble. Don't mention it. Koji drives out of the parking lot, leaving the rest of what he had thought to say unspoken. Fuminori's smile seems wrong somehow, like an expressionless mask glued to his face. Yo finds herself sitting alone in the cafeteria, searching for a familiar face as the lunch calls on the table in front of her. She was hoping to see Koji today, but he must have other plans. That wouldn't be at all unusual. Normally Omi and Fuminori would pick up the slack. But Omi and Fuminori aren't here anymore. Yo puts down her chopsticks, her appetite ruined by the lack of company, and by the anxiety eating at her. Omi is missing, Fuminori has turned on her, and she has no idea why. If Koji were here, she could count on him to distract her with some idle conversation. Now she's all by herself, Yo becomes keenly aware how little tolerance she has for loneliness. She begins to feel paranoid, like the whole world is planning to take from her everything that she cherishes. What is going on here? Where has Omi gone? Is Fuminori really related to her disappearance? Or is he the key to the mystery as Koji and Tatambo suspect? Yo recalls the events of last Thursday alone, without an outlet for her pain. After Fuminori verbally eviscerated her, Yo was lucky enough to run into Koji, though he could hardly make her problem go away. His kindness was a comfort. At the same time, Omi was on her way to Fuminori's house. She hadn't been heard from since. Yo's only been aware of Fuminori's connection to Omi's disappearance since yesterday, when Koji revealed the truth during their visit to the hospital. What if a new possibility occurs to her? Reason for why Omi suddenly decided to visit Fuminori. What if it hadn't been a coincidence that Yo ran into Koji that day? What if Koji and Omi had known what transpired between her and Fuminori and decided to act separately? Omi might have seen the confrontation in the courtyard. She might have been eavesdropping. It's not unthinkable. An idea formed in her mind. Yo feels as though something is tearing her body apart from the inside. It's only a possibility, but if it's true, then whatever happened to Omi is Yo's responsibility too, isn't it? Yo clutches her head, groaning in agony. The food on her tray is now cold, though she would have eaten it anyway. Despite her frustration and anxiety, Yo is unable to act on her own. She's never been good at adapting to challenges, and no one would ever call her proactive. She hasn't the slightest idea how to respond to this situation. If Omi were here, she'd probably tell Yo to think positive and trust her instincts. Yo's always dependent on her best friend's energy. Now that Omi is gone, Yo realises just how weak and useless she is. She's only sink deeper and deeper into the abyss of self-loathing. The sudden ring of her phone pulls her back from the brink of despair. It's a text message. There's no title and sender is. Omi? Yo cries out in shock. The message itself is even more baffling. If you want to know about Sakisaka Fuminori, come to his house alone. Tell no one. Dots. The message bears no trace of Omi's personality, but Yo can't deny that it was sent from her phone. She takes a deep breath to calm herself before typing a reply, taking care that her excitement doesn't cause her fingers to slip. Is that you, Omi? Where are you? Time for the daily warning that, fucked up game, yada yada yada, mature warning. You probably don't want to watch. Yo presses send. The screen shows that a message was received. As she waits for a reply, her mind fills with questions. Someone else using Omi's phone to send text messages? If so, why to her? Something suddenly occurs to her. She and Omi have exchanged countless messages over the air, many of which contain the sort of embarrassing confessions that close girlfriends share. Times when her feelings for Fuminori grew too strong to contain. Yo would often put them into words for Omi to read. Did Omi put a password on her phone? She had. The person who sent the message was obviously able to unlock it, which means that whoever it has full access to her history. Do you want to know about Sakisaka Fuminori? She reads the strange message one more time. Sender must believe that Yo has an interest in Fuminori. Phone rings again, startling Yo. She quickly recovers and looks at the screen. There's no title and sender is still Takahata Omi. Tell you everything when you meet. Come alone, tell no one. It's not Omi. She would never try to scare Yo with such a mean-spirited prank. Anxiety has brought Yo almost to tears. Her mind isn't made to deal with something like this. Who is using Omi's phone and promising to reveal Fuminori's secrets? Who? Yo desperately wants advice from Koji from anyone. She even starts to dial Koji's cell, but sudden suspicion stops her. Sender might be somewhere nearby, watching her at this very moment. A cold chill runs down her spine as she looks furtively around the cafeteria. Come alone, tell no one. The lifeless characters on the screen are like a knife against her throat. However, Yo clutches her phone and forces her to stop pounding. Isn't this cowardice exactly what she hates the most about herself? Doesn't she want to know what she's capable of? Doesn't she want to do more than just sit and wait? Yo realizes that her hand is shaking. How easy it would be just given to her cowardice to convince herself that Omi Fuminori beyond her reach. That is what she truly wants, even if it means abandoning her dignity and loyalty. She wants to flee from the unknown. But she also knows that even escape is beyond her. Yo understands herself well. She knows that no matter how hard she runs, regret or self-loathing will consume her. After everything else has fallen apart, in the end, Yo is unable to overcome her cowardice and alone. She lacks both the willpower and courage to run. The afternoon silence is somehow forbidding. The stink in the air, the stink of garbage left out to rot. And this perfectly normal residential neighborhood seems ominous to Yo in her current state. Feels like she's standing in the middle of a necropolis, as if everyone in the houses around her is dead. Yo pushes her fair aside and presses the buzzer on the Sakisaka house's front gate. Fuminori wasn't in class today. Is he home? He couldn't have sent those awful messages, could he? He didn't even want to consider the possibility, so she forced the unwelcome thought from her mind. There's no response from the intercom. Yo doesn't know, of course, that Omi stood in the same spot 1 week ago, staring at the silent intercom with the same confusion that Yo has experienced now. She, however, is not forced to wait as Omi was. Phone in pocket rings, catching her off guard. It's another text from Omi's phone. Come in. The door is open. Yo looks around quickly, a shiver running through her as she realizes that she's being watched. Searching fearfully for her observer, Yo spot movement out of the corner of her eye. On the second floor of the Sucky Sucker house, a tightly drawn window curtain just flooded. The person who sent the messages is inside the house. Now as Yo's realized that every other window has its storm shutters closed. No matter what happens inside, no one will ever know. This time she nearly gives in to the intense urge to flee. But the terror she feels towards her invisible watcher is strong, and will not permit her to turn back her back upon the open window. She has nowhere to run. Yo bursts into tears, unable to take a single step. Phone in hand rings again, demanding that she enters. She steps through the gate. When she enters the house, an overwhelming stench assaults her nostrils. The house is dark, even though it's the middle of the day. Fuminori must be out, as his shoes are not in the vestibule. However, Yo catches sight of a different pair, stuffed behind the shoe cupboard. They look familiar. She pulls them out of the shadows for a closer look. As soon as she recognizes them, mind tries to deny the reality. Fucking rip my voice. They're identical to Omi's favourite shoes. Yo has seen her wearing them many times before. Doesn't mean Omi is here. She asks herself, might belong to someone else. So they bought the same shoes from the same store. There's no way Omi could be here, is there? In a sudden flash of clarity, Yo presses the most frequently used speed dial button on her phone. On the phone, still in her tightly clenched fist. The phone dials Omi's number. It only takes a second for the signal to reach the nearest relay station, and then a familiar ringtone echoes through the house. The unmistakable sound of Omi's phone. It's coming from the second floor. Someone must still be up there in the room with the moving curtain. Omi's phone rings for just a few moments, and then it stops. As whoever is holding it realizes Yo's intentions for the first time, Yo feels the definite presence of a formless guide. Who's there? She gathers her courage and calls out into the house. But there is no response. Whoever it is must not want to be seen. Swallowing hard, Yo walks down the hallway to the staircase. Maybe it's Omi, maybe it's Fuminori. Surely it's just the two of them playing a prank on her. Koji might even be here with them. Yo's mind fills with comforting images of her friends. She needs to believe that there's still hope, but she cannot take another step. This is gonna get fucked up, isn't it? Is that you, Omi? Fuminori? Are you there? As she time stares one at a time, Yo calls out in a voice choked with tears. When they see her sobbing, they'll probably laugh at her. Let them, it would be the happiest moment of her life. She just wants this torment to end. The fucking step noises. She tries to move faster, but her trembling legs will not let her. With each agonizing second that passes, she begs for release from this nightmare. Well, you're about to get it. Oh, not one of these. Fine for what seems like an eternity, Yo finds herself standing in the second floor hallway. No sound greets her. There is only the gloom, brimming with silent malice. Fuck me. Omi. Omi, are you there? She shuffled forward, calling out in a weak voice. Come out already, please. I can't take this anymore. Door in front of her was half open. Must lead to a room that overlooks the front gate. Yo watches helplessly from the corner of her mind as her body, seeming to move on its own volition, slowly opens the door. Fuck me. The room is empty. The damp, stinking air clings to Yo's skin. Please, stop this. She says at her limit, I'm not take a single step more. Her spirit has been utterly crushed. Perhaps this is the moment her tormentor was waiting for. Something grabs Yo's arms from behind, something flexible and strong like slime-covered rubber. This thing binds her limbs. Finger-like pinches abruptly tear through her blouse and force their way inside. Yo screams at the top of her lungs, amazed that she still has the strength to do so. Responding to her distress, primal energy surges through her body as she flails widely to free herself. If the grip of the thing behind her remains unbreakable, with escape impossible, Yo can only scream louder. Something cold and wet slips under her brow and wraps itself around her breasts. She is helpless to resist as the invader squeezes her breast and sucks at her. She's gone stiff from the fear under the running onslaught. Her ears are filled with the sound of something slimy sliding over her skin. As the loathsome assault on her breast continued, the unimaginable terror threatens to drive Yo utterly mad. Her throat is already raw from screaming, and now she can't even breathe as she struggles desperately against her attacker. Suddenly the thing releases its grip on her breast and pulls out from under her bra. Yo falls to the floor, unable to support herself on the unresponsive legs. The creature that grabs her is still there, lurking in a dark corner of the room. She can feel it watching her. Can't bring herself to turn around. She knows full well that seeing it will likely destroy her last vestige of her sanity. From close by comes the beep of buttons being pressed. Yo hears a cheerful electronic sound. Terribly out of place in the room and sees the phone in her house, blinking coldly and new text messages arrive. She is powerless to stop herself from reading the characters on the screen. You're pretty, and your breasts are big and soft. I bet they're good for attracting males. Now she has an answer. The message from Omi's phone is sent by the thing that just mauled her breasts. God. Yo curls up into a tiny sobbing ball, able to raise her voice even more. God, please save me. The creature makes a burbling sound. Yo somehow understands that it is laughing at her. That must be how you tempted Fuminori. You tried stealing from me, didn't you? Thief. Something cold seizes Yo's ankles, travels slowly up her legs. Until it discovered that some primal female instinct tells her exactly what is going to happen. She will be raped, powerless to resist a fate worse than death. Stop, she pleads feebly. There's no hope that the inhuman creature will be merciful. Please, not that. She hears its bubbling laughter again. The thing is enjoying her sorrow, her despair. Yo no longer has the strength to resist the monster on top of her. Only a shiver and revulsion as the cold, slimy thing covers her body. Sight grows dim as her mind sinks deeper and deeper into a black swamp-like abyss. Breasts are toyed with, her nipples are sucked on, and a weight pushes out between her legs. All seems to be happening far away. I won't kill you. Though her mind is barely functioning, Yo hears this voice whisper to her inside her head. The voice of a young girl, sweet and sinister, with the cruel innocence of a child, gleefully plucking the wings from butterflies. Instead, I'll let you share in our happiness. Rejoice, Yo. We'll love you to death. The soft voice is a stark contrast to the unyielding strength that drives the stability into Yo's core. Pain is sharp and savage, greater than anything she's ever felt before. It should be unbearable, but there's no longer enough left of Yo's mind to recognize it as pain. Oh. Or she stares blankly at the things and an idle thought floats through her fading consciousness. I've never been kissed, have I? And then stop right clicking.